Sheesh! Luca has mad rizz today, even Mia is laughing at all his jokes.
Rizz? What are you talking about?
I'm saying he's not just an NPC like the rest of the class, you know.
And what now?
Lowkey, he's been tapped in since the start of the year.
Lowkey?
Yo, Mr. Roberts, you're acting sus today. All good?
Am I being pranked?
No cap, Mr. R. You just need to learn some slang to pass the vibe check, you know what I mean?
What the hell?
Hello, my lovely students, and welcome to another lesson. My name is Maddie from POC English, and in this lesson, let's do something fun. We are going to learn the most common slang words that are being used on social media and usually by the younger generation. Let's start with the first one. Rizz. Rizz. I'm sure you've heard this before, or perhaps if you're on social media and you're scrolling and you open the comment section of some of the videos, you may have seen this word before. Rizz means charm and flirting skills. This is usually used to talk about guys who have the ability to flirt really well with other women. Look at this example. He's got mad rizz. Everybody likes him. He's got mad rizz. Everybody likes him. Now, where does rizz come from? Rizz? Charisma. You see, rizz comes from charisma. So if you have rizz, you have charisma. To be perfectly honest, guys, I was born in 1994, so I'm not Gen Z.
Okay.
And I remember I had a hard time understanding some of these new phrases and slang terms being used by the younger generation, meaning Gen Alpha or Gen Z. When I was doing my second master's at Imperial in London, I was 30 years old, and the majority of the class were around 22, 23-ish. So there was like a 7-year age gap between me and other classmates. I remember once I pitched an idea in a group work, and my group mates said, "That sounds a bit delulu." And I was like, "What is delulu?" Now, when I looked it up, it was quite funny. Delulu comes from delusional. It's a funny way to say something is delusional. It's not very realistic. It's delulu. She thinks she will marry a K-pop star. She is delulu. She is delusional. She's not being very realistic. She is delulu. So delulu comes from delusional. Another thing that I learned from my classmates during my time at Imperial was this one, slay. Now this happened in another group work activity. One of our female groupmates said something. Another female groupmate said, slay. Now, slay is used as a compliment when someone has done something very well. Now, that someone is usually a woman. So guys, heads up, don't use this word. Slay is used for women to compliment each other. And sometimes they use the word queen after that, like slay queen. So at that time, there was this girl who was giving a presentation. When the presentation was over, her best friend said, "What a great presentation! Slay!" I was like, "You've done a great job. Very well." Compliments. This one is quite simple. Mid. If something is mid, it means it's average. It's not very bad, and it's not very good. It's mid. Look at this example. The pizza was mid. I've had better. That pizza was mid. It was okay. It was not the best. It was mid.
You serious?
All right, the next phrase. This one was something I learned while I was scrolling on social media, reading comments in the comment section of some of the funny videos. And I realized people saying, "That's cap," or "That's no cap." Well, this is a cap. But what does it mean if you say something is cap or something is no cap? Well, in slang terms, cap means lie. If something is cap, it's a lie. On the opposite side, if something is no cap, it means it's not a lie. It's a fact. So people usually say, no cap, or that's cap. That game was amazing. No cap. It means that game was great. I'm not lying. No cap. It was amazing. So, are you going to subscribe to my channel? Bet. If I ask you a question, and in response you say bet, what does it mean? So I ask you, are you going to subscribe? And you say, bet. Bet means okay. It means deal. Let's do it. Bet. Are you going to subscribe to my channel? Bet. That means you're going to subscribe. So go ahead and do it. And also turn on the notifications so when I post a new video, you can get notified. And while we're at it, let me tell you something else. If you want to have the full list of all of these slang words with the example sentences and some beautiful pictures in a single PDF file for free, you can simply click on the link above this video. And on my website, you can download the list for free. So go ahead and do it. The link is there and also in the description of the video down below. Let's continue. In 2020, there was a game which became very popular. It was called Among Us. Now, I never played this game, but I read about it. And the scenario of this game is like, there are different characters and different players. One of them is not real, I think. And the other players will have to say who is not real. So one of them is suspicious, or short form, sus. Now, sus is a common slang term. Because of the game Among Us in 2020, sus became a common slang term, meaning suspicious. So if someone is sus, they are suspicious. He said he was busy, but I saw him online. Kinda sus. Kind of suspicious. If he was busy, what was he doing online? Sus, right? Are you into video games? If you play video games, you know that in most video games, you are in control of a character. Let's think about GTA, for example, or Call of Duty. You are in control of a player, and that player is you. You are controlling it. But what about all the other players in that game? Can you control them? No. You cannot play those characters. You can only play the main character. All those characters are non-playable characters, or short form, NPCs. Now, NPC is a slang term, but what does it mean? If somebody's NPC, does it mean they are a non-playable character in a game? Well, let's think about it. What do non-playable characters do? They are programmed to act in a certain way. That means they are robotic. They do not have the ability to think for themselves. They are non-playable characters. Now, this phrase NPC is now being used as a common slang term for people who act in a certain way as if they are robots and as if they are not able to think for themselves. They are NPCs. He just repeats what others say. A total NPC, he's a total NPC. He repeats what others say. Non-playable character, NPC. Have you heard this one? Tapped in? What does it mean if somebody is tapped in? That means that person is aware and fully informed about something. Let's say a friend of yours is always following the latest news or the latest trends. You can tell her this, or you can tell him this. You are always tapped in with the latest trends. You are always tapped in with the latest trends. Tap in, being fully informed or fully aware. That guy is fully aware of the latest trends. Tapped in. This summer is really hot. Sheesh. 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 Sounds kind of funny, but what does it mean? Sheesh is used to show surprise. It's like saying, wow, you finished all that in one day? Sheesh. You finished all that in one day? Sheesh! That is used to show surprise. I wasn't expecting you to finish that in a day. Wow. Now instead of wow, you can say sheesh.
Oh my god! Wow!
A very common slang term I'm 100% certain you've heard before is this one. Lowkey. Now, not Lowkey the character, not Loki of Asgard, no, but low-key. What does it mean if you say low-key? Low-key means quietly or secretly. For example, I low-key want to skip the party and stay home. I low-key want to skip the party and stay home. It means somehow, in a certain way, secretly, I want to stay home. I don't want to go. But I'm not going to tell this to Jack, who has organized this amazing party, because I know that if I tell Jack that I'm not going to come, he's going to get sad. So I low-key not want to go, but probably I have to go. Low-key, somehow, quietly, or secretly. Now back to my experience at Imperial College. I joined my first group. I was 30. The others were 21, 22-ish. And the first thing they said was, let's do a quick vibe check.
What?
And I was like, what are you going to check? Vibe check? What is that? Now I realized that a vibe check is testing somebody's mood and character or personality to understand what their vibe is. So if somebody says, let's do a quick vibe check, that means they want to understand the mood or the personality, the character of someone, to understand how they may behave or how they think. That's a vibe check. Now, somebody can pass the vibe check, like saying, he's a cool guy, he passed the vibe check, or they may fail the vibe check. Look at this example. She failed the vibe check. Bad attitude all day. They were doing a vibe check, and she only showed bad attitude the whole day, so she failed the vibe check. Next one is this. Bougie. 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 Bougie is a common slang term. But what does it mean? Bougie means somebody who is not rich, but is pretending to be rich by having luxurious items or doing luxurious and fancy activities. So if somebody is not really rich, but is trying to look rich, that person is bougie. As you can see from the meaning, it's not a very good thing. So if you look at someone and say, hey, you're a bougie, aren't you? It's a bad thing. It's kind of offensive if you call someone bougie in their face. Let's say you have a friend who's not very rich, but always goes to the lobby of 5-star hotels for a coffee. And that coffee costs $10. Now that person is not rich. So you can say, she only drinks $10 coffee. What a bougie. She is a bougie. She is trying to pretend that she is rich, even though she is middle class. Bougie. Another word I learned from social media was this one. Clout. Now clout is a word that has always had the meaning of influence. But recently, this has become a slang term for somebody who's looking for attention, especially online. So if somebody does something really strange on social media, that person is doing it for clout. He is doing it for clout. That means he's doing it for attention. Okay, so far we have covered 14 slang terms that you must know in 2025. And now, let's move on to the last one that you must know in 2025. Simp. Simp. Now, simp is a noun. You can say somebody is simp. And simp is also a verb. You can say somebody is simping. What does it mean? A simp is somebody, usually a guy, who's trying too hard to impress a girl. So a guy doing everything he can to impress a girl is usually called a simp. And this guy is simping. What does it exactly mean? Look at the example. Let me clarify it with this example sentence. He buys her gifts every day, but she barely replies. He is such a simp. He buys her gifts every day. He is trying to impress her. But does he get anything back in return? No, because she barely replies. So he gives, but he doesn't get anything back. This is called simping, and this person is a simp. Again, the word simp is not a good word to use. It's not like saying, objectively speaking, you are a simp. No, simp is a bad word. Don't use it for everyone. It's offensive. I'm just teaching you the meaning so that if one day you're scrolling on social media and you come across the word simp or a comment in the comment section saying, "Hey, stop simping, guys," you would know what it means. Now, simp, where does it come from? Simp comes from an old-fashioned word, simpleton. Simpleton means foolish. But now simp, short for simpleton, is being used as a common slang word for people who are trying too hard to impress others, especially guys who are trying too hard to impress girls but are not getting back anything in return. No attention coming from the girl side. It's just the guy simping. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you want to download the summary of this lesson, don't forget to click on the link above my head or the link in the description down below. Go ahead, download the PDF so you can use it to review this lesson. See ya.